Welcome to Radicards TV. I'm your host, Patrick Greeno, and this is Dan Greinel of Sports Securities.
Hi.
And we're here again to share another excellent video with you guys. So we're just going to go through a few cards that we thought were interesting. Dan brought over some stuff, and I'll just take it away. So Dan, tell me what you brought and why you brought it before you show the world what it is that we're talking about here.
So a couple years back, I bought a pretty big collection of hockey cards and was sorting through them, and I found this card here. It's a 1992-93 Fleer Ultra Jeremy Roenick card. This was a subset that actually had 10 cards in the subset, and then if you had the opportunity, you could have mailed in and gotten card number 11 and number 12 in the subset. What makes this one unique, and I don't know if you can see it there, let's see if I can bring it a little bit closer, is that Jeremy Roenick actually autographed this card. And if you had the card in person, you could see that it's embossed by Fleer, authenticating the autograph.
Oh, right.
So it's in the corner right here, probably not visible at all. So it was pretty cool. I am aware that this was found or seeded at about 1 in 8,000 packs. So I think I did the math. It's about 1 in every 222 boxes.
You're kidding.
But I don't know the case number, so I don't know the case distribution on that. So yeah, there you go. So
really?
I'll let Pat hold it, because in the same box when I bought the collection, I found a second of the same card. You can see the autograph there, Jeremy Roenick. So I actually have 2 of these. Now I know that he signed cards number 1 through 10. There's an estimation that there are only 2,000 autographed cards. So about 200 of each. I am not aware of cards number 11 and 12 being signed. I haven't seen anything that suggests that.
So this actually mimics the 92 Ultra, I think it was Dennis Eckersley, or was it Tony Gwynn that year? I think Gwynn was 92, and then Eckersley was 93.
Yeah, and then basketball did somebody too, and I want to say it was Scottie Pippen, but I'm not 100% on that.
Now, do you think the odds of pulling the Gwynn or the Eckersley are as rich as pulling the Roenick?
It's possible.
8,000 packs.
1 in 8,000 packs. So that's possible.
You know, a part of me, even though that ratio is so wide, a part of me misses that type of a large range ratio, 1 in 8,000, because you know, when you pull an autograph in that ratio, it is a guarantee that that's a huge player.
Yeah. Huge player.
Hall of Famer, prospective Hall of Famer, big names.
Right.
This was an era of the time, of the early 90s. It was a different time.
Yeah.
And I actually think that the autograph at the time when this was released was actually somewhat, or maybe significantly more desirable than autographs that are pulled today. Now, Dan, I don't know. That might just be my opinion.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are some people that are today just as desirable.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is a great piece.
And are probably at the same odds, because you know the market's so watered down. You're going to pull a bunch of no-name rookies, and so you might be looking at 1 in 8,000 packs on certain players.
Sure, but, and certain products
too. Certain products, yeah.
I think it was like 97 that did the Nolan Ryan reprints with the autographs, and those autographs were really tough to pull too. And I'm not sure if odds existed since then that were that large in the 4 and 5 figures.
Right.
I know superfractors have those kinds of odds.
Right.
But the subsets that just feature significantly talented players like Roenick, Eckersley, and Gwynn. Now this is a huge piece. Now tell us, Dan, are you going to go after the set?
No, I'm not. It probably wouldn't be too hard to come by.
Right.
Mainly because they're kind of cheap now.
They are.
Some of the eBay sales I saw, the highest one was $50. But I saw actually card number 4, I believe, closed recently at like $12.50.
Nice.
I just think it's a cool card, and I think it's a cool story. Can you imagine if you had pulled one of these back in the day? I mean, this might be like the focal point of your collection.
I would have quit collecting. I've been done. My job is done here. Pull the Jeremy Roenick autograph.
Drop the Roenick. Exit left.
So it's funny you should bring this up, because this wasn't shortly thereafter the Reggie Jackson Upper Deck autograph was released, and that was such a huge card.
Right.
And I had always wanted to pull that card, and of course I never did. I must have opened boxes and boxes and boxes of 90 Upper Deck. My mom buying me packs growing up, and you know, we did Costco runs and stuff like that. So we got a lot of 91 Upper Deck, or 91 Donruss and 90 Upper Deck. Never pulled an Elite, never pulled Jackson Auto. Ended up just buying some of those cards after the eBay and online sales were sort of accessible to the market. So those cards are really significant, I think, in a lot of different ways. And I think that it's funny because I think as time passes, although that might be cheap now, I think as time passes, those are, part of me feels like, or at least feels partially confident in assuming that those will go up in value again.
Right.
Really good stuff. And two of them. Really incredible.
Yeah, I was stunned, actually. I thought it was really cool to find two of them.
Now, were those acquired at the same time? Or
They were acquired at the same time.
Okay. And how long ago did you get those?
It's about 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that the one purchase?
It was in the street. Yeah, it was right down the street.
Ha! Wow. Love it. Good start off. Now, the things I have, a different category, a different market, even a different sport. As you know, I'm a Frank Thomas collector. Now, I am going to showcase 3 cards here because I think they're significant. I'm going to hold this one for last. I'm going to start off lightly with this guy. Now, strangely enough, well, it's not strange because I keep a most wanted checklist, and in it are cards that obviously have been hard and difficult for me to find. Some are surprisingly difficult for the value. Now, this particular card was had for under $10, and I have been looking for it for a really long time. It's very condition sensitive. This is the 2000 Revolution Foul Pole. Okay, Net Fusion. Of course, it's really just called Foul Pole. You've got the nets there on the left and right hand side. For some reason, this was just a really tough card for me to acquire. And just be careful when you acquire this card because the nets can. I have a little crease going from the net to the edge of the card there. I'm not terribly concerned about it, but if I see another one, I'll probably go ahead and try to grab it. Just because. And it's funny because after I bought this, a week later, another one surfaced, but I didn't notice this until after the second one sold.
Right.
It's funny. But cool card. I really like Pacific. I mentioned this probably in the past several times that I feel like Pacific was really ahead of their game. They were just doing things that nobody else was doing. Here we have nets inside the card in the year 2000. So in the 90s, they were doing intricate die cuts, foil that goes to the edge, just really interesting, strange, very unique designs. I really like them a lot.
They really pushed the boundaries on a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, raised the bar.
They did. They really did raise the bar, and I really appreciated them for a lot of the things that they did in the market. And I feel like, you know, the stuff they were doing was maybe 10 years down the line.
It was revolutionary.
Yeah, it was. No pun intended here. So there's that one. Really like that stuff a lot. Now this one here was had at the National. I think I got him for, I think maybe $1 or 50 cents or a quarter. He was cheap. This one. This is the I bought the 1998 Topps Chrome Clout 9 Edgar Martinez refractor. Now you're probably thinking, why'd you buy the Edgar Martinez refractor? Dan, are you thinking that?
Not really.
Okay.
It's you.
I bought this because this is actually a Frank Thomas cameo. He's on the front of this card. He's down there on the bottom right. You can see him there, Dan?
Yeah, I see him.
So, I buy the cards with the cameos on them, of Thomas when I can find them. Now, he's on almost, I think, almost every Clout 9 card, so I have to get them all in the base tops, get them all in the chrome, get them all in the chrome refractor.
Right.
And I'm not hitting it hard because some of these are priced over what I think is acceptable market value presently. And so I just grab when I see them. These are kind of cool. I really like the refractor design from back in the day. For some reason, a piece of me feels like refractors in this era were even more robust than the refractors coming out today.
Right.
Do you kind of feel that way?
Yeah, it definitely has a different feel. They almost look holographic at times. Where nowadays, I mean, they do look refractor-like, but it doesn't have, I guess, depth the way that they used to.
Yeah. I'm not going to knock on today's refractors. I collect them, even the stuff that comes out today. I just, for some reason, the older ones, they just pop out a little bit more at me. I like them a lot. So these are great. I like this set. This last one was had probably about, it was the last day of the National, and we probably had like an hour before we just left.
Right.
And we left early to try to kind of beat traffic and rain and everything else. So I saw this card, but it wasn't on display. And the seller had another card like this, Frank Thomas card, It was numbered to 15, but he wanted like 80 bucks. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pay 80 bucks for card number to 15 that came out like last week. So he said, I have a 1 of 1. I was like, really? It wasn't on display. It was like underneath his booth, like in a box down there by his feet. I was like, okay, well, let me see it. So he pulls it out, and of course we negotiate, and I make the purchase because I thought I got to have it if it's a 1 of 1. So this is a very boutique product to my knowledge. 2015 Panini etched in Cooperstown. This is the blue Frank Thomas 1 of 1, the non-gem version. These are really nice. They're beautiful. They have a kind of a refractor finish. Just really nice stuff. I haven't chased these parallels to any significant. Oh right, yes, to any significant degree. They're very high end, and a lot of stuff was released this year for Thomas.
So Pat, let me ask you: was that at the Cooperstown the release when he was inducted, or?
No, this came out like a month ago.
Okay.
I guess like a month and a half ago, I'd say. Mm-hmm. Sometime in the summertime. I want to say sometime in June. This product dropped. This is 2015. 2014 was when he made the Hall of Fame, and Panini did Panini Hall of Fame, I think it was called. There were so many different versions of those cards. Lots of different like styles of the fronts and varying borders and frames and all of this. With varying serial numbers. So 2014 was the actual, because it was the induction year. They showcased him in quite a bit more than they did for 2015. But 2015, for some reason, they're sort of probably piggybacking on it and continuing the trend. I'm not sure if Panini's going to continue this forward with the same guys from 2014, or if they're going to include, you know, we're going to phase guys out and bring guys in. I don't know what's going to happen going forward. I'll try to get as much as my budget can allow, of course, but this was kind of an interesting card.
So this was pack issued, something that you could buy, let's say, on Dave & Adams right now, or?
Yes, etched in Cooperstown is pack issued. Now, to my understanding, and don't quote me on this because I don't really know factually, but I believe this was one of those one-pack boxes kind of products. It's very high-end.
Okay.
And you know, as kind of like, I didn't know that Topps Tech from 2014 was like that until, you know, like a month later after it was released. I was like, really? That's a really high-end product. So. Etched in Cooperstown, to my understanding, is that's the same way. So this was a nice add-on, sort of a nice cap to the National. I think we had a good time, and this was sort of the icing on the cake. So bringing this home was really nice to have. So those are my 3, and I want to thank you for watching. Dan, do you have any final thoughts?
Nope, we'll just see you next time.
All right, see you next time, and until next time, enjoy collecting.
Take care.